You know, I've been a Danganronpa fan for a pretty long time, and sometimes I've always wished that they didn't go down the graphic novel type of game. But the game was still good anyway, so there's no need to complain. When I figured out that Roblox had a game like Danganronpa, I decided to check it out. And I can definitely tell you, it's my favorite game on Roblox. Today I'm going to be talking about Carnage. So what is this game? Well, basically, if you know what Danganronpa is, then it's pretty much the same thing. The story of Danganronpa is just ultimate students who have an ultimate skill, which is why they're called ultimate students, are trapped in a setting and forced to play through a killing game for their freedom. Basically, in Carnage, you play as one of those students, and you're basically going through the same thing. You know, you can choose to kill, you can choose not to kill and be a detective and figure out who did the killing. You can be your own Makoto Daigi, or you know, you could just be a bystander doing absolutely nothing. Carnage is just one of those games that captures the setting and just the kind of weight of the situation, because you could really die at any time and you don't know, but that's just the game and I love it. So we're going to be breaking down and analyzing this game, Roblox Carnage, created by Necropolis. At the start of the match, everyone is ordered to head to the gym. Now, Carnage has a pretty simple game loop. There are 5 chapters and areas to explore. Each area has crates to search so you can acquire weapons like knives, guns, C4, the holy grail of this game, and I will stay on that hill no matter what. Once you get a weapon, you can't get a second one unless you have a specific ultimate or a static weapon, which I will talk about later, but you aren't usually able to get 2 weapons in the game. Also, there's a dorm mechanic, but I'm gonna be so for right now, I never go into my dorm. Like, if you seriously stay in your dorm all nights without anybody there, you're literally just asking to die. It makes no. Alright, but wait. Look at what just popped up on my screen right now. This is called your student handbook. It's not really useful, like, at all. It only really tells you your ultimate. I could go on a whole explanation of all 16 ultimates in the game, but I don't really want to, so I'll just go over, like, 3. So the roles span from super bad and useless to insanely good and very useful. Unless you have a really trash ability like musician or something, you really shouldn't be revealing, especially if you have a good ability like cosplayer. Ultimate Cook pretty much just gives you infinite food and saves you from poison, considering the fact that you're cooking your own food. Just don't die. Ultimate Cosplayer's ability is the ability to change into anybody in the server. It's pretty simple and is very killer based, so you can make some pretty confusing kills with this one. And probably the best role in the game goes to Programmer, has the ability to change the time and cause of death. And while this does get countered by the Nurse, I do think that its secondary ability, being able to alert you people having a weapon, is very, very, very useful as a survivor and a killer. There are more ultimates in the game, but what really matters is the player. So how do you play this game? Well, to answer that question, the round has to start first, obviously. First area, there are 2 static weapons that can spawn. It's the static knife and the static hammer. They kind of inversely spawn, so like, if the static hammer spawns in the bathhouse, it usually means that the knife didn't spawn, and vice versa. But really, it's something you'll pick up on once you actually start playing the game. But the basic game loop is honestly just spawning, searching, and figuring out where everyone is. I did kill someone, but if I didn't, at some point someone will end up dead, and the investigation will finally start. There are specific weapons in the game that are going to force you to drop, for example, knife. So just remember, when you're killing somebody, make sure there's an area where you can hide that weapon, because investigations, finding weapons are really useful, because the description of the kill is not always clear. And now we can finally start with the investigations once someone reports the body. Which actually took a while for some reason, I don't actually really know why. I'm going to explain the investigations really quick because there's not really much to it. All it is once a body is reported, you will go to that mark and just search around looking for any weapons, blood splatter. You'll examine the body, talk alibis. It's really honestly just a place to just talk, really. And now we get to the trials. The trials are pretty much the exact same thing as Danganronpa, but if you don't know, first there will be a non-stop debate. Everyone will talk at the same time and relay information, and once it's interrupted by a truth bullet, the real trial will actually begin. It's basically a trial to try and figure out who the killer is. You will discuss alibis, you will discuss where you were, where other people were, your suspicions, who you think it is. It's very fun to just go back and forth with people sometimes. And this is probably my favorite part of the game. Having a good trial, being satisfied if I win or lose. It's just a very, very fun sequence of events. There are two possibilities with this trial. Possibility number one, the killer gets away with it, and the killer, instead of killing everybody else, chooses to pick one person to execute. If the killer leaves, it's pretty much the same thing, but instead of the killer choosing, the AI just randomly chooses a person. But I don't know exactly how it works, so don't really take my word for it. The next possibility is that the classmates, I guess, win, and the killer gets executed. We will move on to the next stage, and the game loop will pretty much restart, and this will continue on and on for 5 stages until there are 3 people left. Once 3 people are left, the game will end. As someone with 80+ wins in this game, trials can either be easy or hard. And as a killer in this game, there are a lot of ults that will help you in winning a trial. But I mean, what if you get like a stinky poo-poo ult like musician? Well, I would like to introduce to you my amazing kill guide. Number 1, you could start events such as Blackout to confuse and blind everyone in the game. You yourself will not be blind if you start it, but people can still see your silhouette. Also, just to add, you 100% do need a weapon to start. They did patch a glitch where if you had an item, you could start it, but you need a weapon to start Blackout. And once the conversations are over, everyone will cast their votes, and the trial will be concluded. A lot of areas of the game, and I highly recommend you check the game out to explore them all. Trying to sum them up in one video would just be annoying, and I honestly don't feel like it. But I think the first and fourth area with the cameras are the easiest places to get kills with a certain technique and a certain beautiful, amazing weapon. Now, it's a very easy technique. I wouldn't even like to call it a technique because it's just like very basic. With the cameras, it just makes it uber broken. But in the first area, you could literally place a bomb like halfway across the map and just blow it up randomly. That's why I say C4 is probably the most broken weapon in the game because of just how like easy it is to kill people with. And I mean, you can kill the entire lobby if you really tried. Like, you can kill 5+ people. Like, the most people I've killed with a C4 is 5 people, and I just won the game right after that. Like, it's just, the C4 is incredibly broken. It's so good. But let's take a break from all the killing and let's explain how to be a survivor. Well, it's really not that hard. Same thing, spawn, search, see where everybody's at. Just kind of try to piece things together and make sure you play kind of aggressive. When Blackout hits, don't be scared to walk around. Make sure you get around, know where everyone's at. Stuff like this, what I'm about to show you, could happen just randomly, so you never know, really. And that's really all Carnage has to offer. The game's still updating and coming out, so definitely expect the game to get better. I mean, the game's already good right now, so just expect it to get better. I did use old footage like before the newer update, but that's just because I feel like my older footage was kind of easier to edit in a sort of way. Like the newer footage I had was pretty boring. Like the people who just play this game just love to leave for some reason, and that's one of the main problems. But you just gotta find good people to play with, and the game will be fun. But that's all that Carnage really has to have. That's all that Carnage has so far. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Carnage. Roblox Carnage. Roblox Donkey Roblox.